Hello everyone, welcome to Prompt with Pal, Security Under the Hood. Last time, we explored how Security Copilot helps with device troubleshooting and app remediation inside Intune. Today, we are going deeper into one of the most critical areas in endpoint security, which is policy management. Because policy drives your security posture. If your policies are misconfigured, inconsistent, or conflicting, you end up with gaps, user friction, compliance failures, and even blind spot. But managing policies at scale across devices, platforms, user groups is a tedious and error-prone task. So that's where Copilot in Intune comes in. Microsoft calls it one of the embedded Intune capabilities. Do more than just view policies. You can summarize, analyze the impact, detect the conflicts, and get recommendation, all powered by your Intune data. So in this demo, you will see how Copilot transforms the policy works from a click-heavy into an intelligent, guided experience, making policy management not just safer, but also way more efficient. Let's jump in. So before we get started, it's important to know why this matters. Policies are your security posture in motion. So if you misunderstand a setting or duplicate it across policies, you create friction or gaps. So Copilot reduces the cognitive load, summarizing the policies, explaining the settings, and surfacing Microsoft recommendation and spotting the potential conflict. So you can move fast and stay safe. So let's start inside the Intune Admin Center. So when I open the policy, notice the new option right at the top, Summarize with Copilot. The moment I select it, the Copilot opens and pulls together everything I need: policy name, assignments, exclusion, all settings with their values into one clean copyable summary. This is fully RBAC and scope aware. So if I don't have rights to view a policy, Copilot won't show me what I shouldn't see. So this is critical in large environments where admins often only manage certain groups. But a list alone isn't enough. Policies are more than boxes checked. They are security posture and action. So I ask Copilot, what is security impact of this policy? And Copilot doesn't just echo the definition. It reasons over the settings and explains in plain language how they reduce the risk and where they might add friction. Take attack surface reduction rule. Copilot explains that blocking unassigned executable from USB closes a common malware path. But it also warns this could disrupt admins and engineers who legitimately use unassigned scripts. This kind of clarity, security versus productivity, turns what used to be a guessing game into a data-backed decision. Now let's go deeper. In the policy settings list, you will notice a small Copilot icon next to certain items. Hovering over a tooltip only gives you one sentence information about what it is about. Clicking on Copilot icon, however, triggers a full explanation drawn from Microsoft documentation, whether it's Windows, Defender, or Intune documentation. So here, for example, Copilot not only describes what the setting does, but also how each value changes the device behavior, and even surfaces the GUID used under the hood for attack surface reduction. This takes the mystery out of the setting, so admins can configure with confidence. But what if I want to know if the setting has already been configured elsewhere? Copilot can answer that too. I ask, is this setting present in other policies in my tenant? And Copilot scans across my environment within seconds. It lists the 14 policies where this value is applied and shows me configured state in each. That insight helps me prevent the conflicts or duplication before they happen. No more wondering why devices isn't compliant. It's often because two policies fight each other. So Copilot exposes that instantly here for me. Another common question: does Microsoft recommend a particular value for this setting? And Copilot checks across Intune security baseline. If the setting is part of the Windows or Microsoft 365 baseline, Copilot highlights the recommended configuration here. So in this case, it surfaces Microsoft baseline guidance to block unassigned processes from removable media. Instead of having a cross-reference documentation, The recommendation is right here in the flow of work. Now let's switch scenario. I have been asked to create a new macOS compliance policy. As a Windows admin, I feel intimidated. The first setting I encounter is require system integrity protection. The tooltip only gives a vague description. Clicking on the Copilot icon gives me a full explanation what integrity protection is, how it works on macOS, why it matters for the endpoint security. It also tells me exactly what happens when I enforce it. Any device without zip enabled will report as non-compliant, which then triggers conditional access rules. So if you see, Copilot goes even further by breaking down the impact of each configuration value. For example, enabling SIP hardens a macOS by blocking unauthorized system modification, but disabling it might be necessary for very specific developer workflows. So Copilot not only describes those trade-offs, it contextualizes them for compliance, explaining how compliance state is reported back into the Intune and Security Copilot. With Copilot, policy isn't just a guesswork anymore. It's explainable, auditable, assigned with Microsoft Secure Baseline, helping admins move fast while keeping security airtight. So with that, I hope you'll enjoyed this deep dive into how Copilot and Intune is transforming the policy management. What once felt like a tedious checklist now becomes an intelligent, interactive experience, reducing the misconfiguration risk, simplifying the audit, and taking the guesswork out of the compliance. So next time you think of policy, don't see them as an overhead, see them as your strategic command center. And with Copilot at your service, you're navigating with clarity and confidence. So thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay secure. Let's keep building our security muscle together. Thank you.